Let's give a standing ovation to Nigeria's The Tigers after a dominant win over Rwanda in the AfroBasket qualifiers in Tunisia. Despite the fact that they've already qualified, the games are dead rubber games, mere formalities, but as a team they'll still go on to win because the winning mentality is there, and the 2015 African champions are battle ready to take on the rest of Africa when the FIBA AfroBasket competition takes place. For right now, I'm sure they want to complete their qualifiers on a winning note. So that was a fantastic one for them, beating Rwanda right there in Tunisia. It was an emphatic victory for the Nigeria's The Tigers, 64-51. We'll be telling you more about that game as the show progresses. Then also we're giving you the results of the basketball matches in the United States, what happened last night and what to expect tomorrow morning. Yeah, well, there were matches in Europe yesterday. Thursday football, Europa League, and so many victories and many away from home and shocking results as well. Manchester United have been struggling but yesterday they find form and they were able to beat a fantastic side like Russia said, 4-0 away from home with Bruno Fernandes. Hey, many will say he's a penalty taker and all that, but the 2 goals he scored yesterday, none came from the penalty spot. So the Portuguese is a superstar at the moment and is really doing well in the red colours. I will be giving you the results of other matches. Arsenal were able to get a 1-0 draw at Benfica, and also in similar, also able to get a 2-2 draw. We'll give you all the results. And coming down to Nigeria, the technical advisor of the Nigeria Super Eagles, talking about Geno Troy, has told us that goalkeeper Ikechukwu is one and Samuel Chukwueze, they are doubtful for the AFCON qualifiers coming up later this year, just because of the fact that one underwent an injury and the other has not played for Heartland in a couple of games. So this and other news will be coming on your way this morning. The CAF Champions League, the CAF Confederation Cup fixtures and other fixtures, and we'll also look at the transfer gossip. On this note, we welcome you to Sports Fiesta live on 92.7 KFM down here in Benin City. My name is Ewusa Agbekani, Sports Maestro, and I've got Salih Ibrahim, the Bracadabra Sports, with me this morning. Brian, good morning. And let's begin from Tunisia. Yes, we understand that they did very well 2 days ago, winning their game, and they got their qualification. But yesterday, they had to also grant that a win to maintain that winning form. I think what they are doing at the moment is to just ensure that, yes, as a winning team, they have to maintain that 100%. That is a fantastic performance from Nigeria's The Tigers yesterday, winning 64-51 points over Rwanda.
Yeah, they are unbeaten now in their last 5 games, which is really, really impressive. And they didn't feel that, okay, we've already qualified by beating South Sudan. They went at it against Rwanda. It was difficult because the Rwandans led for much of the game, but Nigeria was able to eventually see the game out, and they won 64 points to 51, which is very impressive. They are going to play against Mali today. I hope they go all out for victory too, because really what they are doing now is to start preparation in earnest for the Olympic Games. They are already at the Olympics. They would know their full group opponents very soon, and we know that they have done well in the past, but not exactly made us super excited with their performances at the Olympics. So right now, with what we are seeing from them, with our players doing well in some of the biggest NBA sides, with their coach being someone who has managed successfully in the NBA, then there is nothing stopping them from really going out there and dominating. Maybe they will not be the United States of America, but I hope it's not going to be as embarrassing a scoreline as we saw in 2012 at the London 2012 Olympic Games, and that will give them the confidence to play against some other side. If they can make the quarterfinals of the Olympics, or they get into the medal games, get to the semi-final, and they're able to win, or even if they lose, they win the third place match, come home with the bronze, that will be a fantastic improvement for the Tigers. And honestly, it should go beyond Africa. But the funny thing is that we have not even dominated in Africa. We only won one championship. You look at Angola, they have like 11. You look at Tunisia and some other countries, they've done well. So I think this is the time. I think we are now in what you would call a golden generation of basketball players in Nigeria. We have so many of them, young guys coming through, and some of the old guys still there, still at the top of their game, Ike Diogo and others. So this is a very good time for Nigerian basketball, and that's why I keep saying that, look, it is not just football that we should concentrate on. There are other sports. Basketball now, if we give the kind of attention, the kind of resources to basketball as we have done to football, honestly, yeah, I know it will take a lot to catch the United States of America in basketball, but at least in Africa, we can dominate the way Angola dominated a couple of years back. So that's something that we should be looking at. Basketball, it's one sport that I think we should encourage, and we should do more to support in Nigeria. Let us build basketball courts all over. It's not as rare as finding tennis courts or finding golf courses across Nigeria. I know basketball is a bit more, but you still you will have to admit that it is not as common as football, as some other sports. But at least relatively, maybe not in secondary schools, but basically every university you go to, you see a basketball court, and there are some very good secondary schools that you go and you find a basketball court where kids can play. And the good thing is that, look, you can even play street basketball just as we play street football. So if we, but I've not really seen that in Nigeria. We don't
street basketball.
Yeah, we don't play street basketball. It doesn't take much to really, put all those structures in place. So I want to appeal to people who are supporting sports in Edo State, because we are in Edo State. Let's begin here. Those who are supporting football sports, basically football in Edo State, we should look at some of these other sports. Let us have basketball courts. It could be just street basketball courts, just demarcate the area, even if it is not, if the court is not going to be hard courts. It's not going to be the hard courts. You do not have the resources to really do a standard basketball court. There are many of the courts that you even see there. It's not really concrete. It's like wood. What they use, the material that they use. That's very, very expensive. Maybe we're not able to get it. But you can just demarcate an area. From what I've seen of street basketball, it could be just the grass, the sand, but let it be relatively hard, and you mark it out, draw the lines there, and just put two hoops. Yes, you just put those things. It doesn't have to be that standard basketball court with the board and everything. Just put something there that they can throw the ball in, and before you know it, street basketball will become popular, and from the popularity, more resources will come in, and then you will be able to create standard basketball courts all over Edo State, and finally it will become very big. Will become a state that is known for producing basketball greats. Look, Andrew Guedala and some other guys have come from Edo State. We've got our own in the Tigers, for instance, the best player right now. She's from Edo State, so we have a rich history in basketball. So I believe that we can go on. Upe Atoso, Tina Elavure, these girls were here a couple of years back. So if we channel some funds and some attention to basketball, believe me, very soon we will be really dominant in basketball. As we can see now that Nigeria has the potential. We are seeing our players excelling in the NBA. We are seeing record numbers of Nigerians or players with Nigerian heritage being drafted in the NBA draft. So that really encourages. So it is a sport that we should develop, and believe me, we'll reap the dividends very soon.
All right, that is what happened yesterday at the ongoing FIBA qualifiers right there in Monastir, Tunisia. Okay, now let's, like we told you, their best performer 2 days ago was Ike Diogo, but yesterday it was Kate Omoira, who emerged the highest scorer for Nigeria with 13 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal from 23 minutes. Then Abdul Malik Abu and Ike Rebubu scored 9 points apiece, with Ike Uwamu and Chima Monike settled for 8 points respectively. That of Rwanda's Alex Umpoyo scored 14 points. He was the highest of the game, while Jean Unshobo Zabiu Samuka. Well, someone can just go on and cut his tongue because of some of the names. Well, Jane scored 11 points. Nigeria's last game of the qualifiers comes up on Friday against Mali. So that is what is happening in the world of basketball. And the 22-21 AfroBasket is scheduled to hold in Kigali, the Rwandan capital, from August 24 to September 5th. Okay, now quickly let's take a look at the results of the matches that were played in the NBA, since we are talking about basketball.
Well, just 3 games last night. Of course, the biggest game, the one that had the most attention, was Brooklyn Nets versus LA Lakers. Brooklyn Nets, of course, their famous victory. James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant. Well, it was the Brooklyn Nets who won this encounter, 109 points to 98. The top performer for Brooklyn Nets was James Harden, 23 points, 5 rebounds, and 11 assists. LeBron James once again was the top performer for LA Lakers. He got 32 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. In other games, we had Toronto Raptors playing against Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks have kind of disappointed me this season.
I think they've won. They lost 4 on the road.
They've not been as good as they were last season. Last season, I even expected that maybe they could go on to perhaps win, go far, get to the semi-final, but they were knocked out pretty early in the Western Conference. So we had them losing to Toronto Raptors yesterday, 110 points to 96. Norman Powell of Toronto Raptors got 29 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. The Greek Freak, who is from Nigeria, Giannis Antetokounmpo, got 23 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists, but it wasn't good enough as his side lost. And finally, Miami Heat took on Sacramento Kings. It was Miami Heat who won this, 118 points to 110. Tyler Hero got 27 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists for Miami Heat, while Nemanja Bjelica got 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists for Sacramento Kings. Tonight we're going to have Golden State Warriors playing against Orlando Magic. Denver Nuggets will be at Cleveland Cavaliers. Chicago Bulls versus Philadelphia 76ers. Atlanta Hawks will take on Boston Celtics. Detroit Pistons versus Memphis Grizzlies. Oklahoma City Thunder will be the guest of Milwaukee Bucks. Phoenix Suns versus New Orleans Pelicans, and Toronto Raptors will play against Minnesota Timberwolves, while Utah Jazz, who have been awesome this season, will take on LA Clippers. Dallas Mavericks will battle Houston Rockets.
Wow, match watching the counter. Looking forward to that game, Utah Jazz and LA Clippers. So I want to see how Kawhi Leonard will stop Utah Jazz from their fine form that they are in at the moment. Well, I wish Milwaukee Bucks are the best. 4 matches and they've lost all 4. Come on, that's enough to bring down your confidence. All right, let's leave football now and let's go on our first break on the show. And when we return, we'll be looking at football, because we just discussed basketball. All right, guys, stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Do you know?
Honey?
Yes, dear.
I'm tired of the poor power situation. Every time I stock the fridge, I come back to spoiled food. I think it's about time we go solar.
How?
With Vertical Solar, we can have all our appliances and electronics powered by solar, and they allow us to pay small. We can pay installmentally with as low as 36,000 naira monthly, spread across 12 months.
Tell me more.
I know you like the idea of paying small. Vertical Solar range of products can power all household devices, including air conditioners and water pumps.
What are the benefits of solar power?
We are talking uninterrupted power supply, no monthly electricity bill, no more spending on generator, and no more generator noise.
I see. But how can I locate Vertical Solar?
Head now to 28 Country Home Metal Road off Ajib Junction, Sapele Road, Benin City, or Blossom Mall beside Stop to Shop stores, DBS Road, Asaba. Or you can call them on 0816-170-1105 or 0703-623-4843. You can also send them an email on info@verticalsolar.com.ng.
Vertical Solar, your lifetime power partners.
Do you know that following people without their consent is stalking and it's an offense? Don't be an offender. We give our consent for you to follow us on all our social media platforms. On Facebook at KUFM Nigeria. On Instagram at KUFM Nigeria. on Twitter at KUFM Nigeria. Check out the latest pictures and videos and catch breaking news, entertainment gist, trending issues and happenings on social media by following us at KUFM Nigeria across the various platforms. KUFM, turn on excitement.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's chosen toothpaste Colgate because Colgate locks calcium in.
Keep cavities out!
Now the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
Welcome back, and in case you're just joining us, Sports Fiesta reaching you live on a 2.7 KUFM down here in Benin City. With me, Ewusa Egbeka, the Sports Maestro, and I've got Salo Ibrahim, the Bracadabra Sports. Okay, let's go over to Europe and discuss football. It's rained so much goals yesterday in the UEFA Europa League, and the first port of call will be at Turin, where the match between Real Sociedad and Manchester United took place because of COVID-19 restrictions. But all the same, the Red Devils are able to beat Real Sociedad. Convincing win for that matter. 4 goals to name. Fernandes scoring twice, while Marcus Rashford and Daniel James also got on the score sheet. But I was expecting a tough fight from Real Sociedad, given the fact that as at the time the draws were made, they were top of La Liga, but something happened and the table changed, and right now it is Atletico Madrid. But yesterday with David Silva, Adnan Januzaj and the rest of them, they couldn't stop Manchester United.
Yeah, and of course you know that Januzaj played for Manchester United at one point, and he complained that no coach really believed in him and all of that. That was what he really needed. It didn't quite work out for him there. And Silva, of course, was the magician at Manchester City for many years. Won a couple of EPL titles with them, and he felt that if he had wanted to stay, Manchester United will have been delighted. Manchester City will have been delighted to have him stay on. That tells you his quality, despite of how good Man City are, and in spite of how tough the English Premier League is. A player like that could have still at his age be playing very well in the English Premier League. And when he went to Sociedad, initially people were wondering how come Sociedad is so good, you know, and then you realize that David Silva is there, you know, and you just felt okay, it's because of his presence there. That's why they have become so good, and you expected that they would carry that form into that match against Manchester United yesterday. But one thing with United this season, I think they've even been better away from home than they have been at Old Trafford, and we saw that yesterday. They were ruthless in their display. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is saying, well, they want to correct some of the errors from last season when they lost 3 semi-finals. Now they got into and they were beaten. So I hope it's not just talk. I hope that seriously they should go on to win it. They were expected to win their Champions League group, let alone finishing second. We were expected that these guys were going to top that group, and the way they started, beating Paris Saint-Germain away from home, but you know they lost the reverse fixture, and some of the stuff that they did. I think they got the first 9 points. Their first 3 matches they won them, and it was looking like nothing could stop them from winning the league. And somehow they contrived to even fail to qualify for the Champions League knockout stage, and that's why they got to the Europa League. The lists, if I'm a fan of Manchester United, the list I will expect from them is to win the Europa League. No, seriously, that's the only. That is the list
just to make up for the disappointment.
Because it is disappointing enough that you are not playing in the Champions League. So now that you're in the Europa League, the Europa League is, it is I don't want to say inferior competition, but basically that's what it is. It is second rate. They had to now add some incentives to it to make clubs feel okay to play, because some top players with their clubs are in the Europa League. They don't even want to play. They want to be left out of matchday squad, or that will even determine it has decided the future of some players. They refuse going to some clubs because they are not playing in the Champions League. And UEFA looked at that and said, okay, look, we've got to really do something about this. And they now started adding incentives. Okay, if you win the Europa League, you go straight to the Champions League group stages. You don't go through qualifiers. And that's not what you get in some cases. Even when you finish very high on the league, you have to go through qualifiers. But if you win the Europa League, you don't have to go through qualifiers. And then they now said, okay, all the teams that finish third in the Champions League group stage will drop to the Europa League, just to bring more quality to it. And you look at the competition today, you see Manchester United are there, you see Arsenal are there, you see Tottenham Hotspur are there, you see Inter Milan there, and you just feel, this competition isn't that bad, so you want to go on to play in that kind of competition. So that's why they added so much incentive to it. But the truth is, no matter what has been done to make it more lucrative and more acceptable, you still know that
the Champions League,
inferior to the Champions League. So you want to just play in the Champions League. But if you find yourself there, the least you can do is to go on to win it. That's just it. It is the least that you can expect from any club. So we hope that Manchester United will do well, go on to win it. Tottenham Hotspur, there is also an avenue for them to go and win the competition. Arsenal, the same thing. If you win, you will be European champions. It's not the European champions, but you have won a European championship, which is the second best. From next season, we are going to have the Conference League, which is going to be third tier. So, at least for now, this is the next best thing. And if you win this, you don't need to worry about finishing in the top four.
All right, congrats to Manchester United. That was not the only game. So many games were played yesterday. Dynamo Kiev, we are nation. They took on Club Brugge. That game ended 1-1. FC Krasnodar, we were beaten at home by Dynamo Zagreb, 3-2. Red Star Belgrade took on AC Milan. That game ended in a 2-2 draw. While Olympiacos of Greece, they've been flying high in the Greek Super League. And at home, they beat PSV Eindhoven 4-2. Braga at home were beaten by AS Roma 2-0, while Slavia Prague and Leicester City settled for a goalless draw. Elsewhere, Wolfsberger AC were beaten by Tottenham Hotspur, and prior to that game yesterday, the agent of Gareth Bale, talking about Jonathan Barnett, said that his career is coming to an end following the 2 starts he has had with Jose Mourinho in 22 games this season. But yesterday he scored one, and he also assisted one in that 4-1 last night. Young boys, we have 4-3 winners over Bayer Leverkusen, and Benfica and Arsenal played the 1-1 draw. Bukayo Saka leveling things for Arsenal, and he has told them that they should not put their foot wrong in the return leg, and I hope that they do that at the Emirates.
Bukayo Saka for me has been the best player for Arsenal this season. It's just been very, very good. I am disappointed that we were unable to get him. He's not gone completely. We can still get him to play for Nigeria, but the way he's playing, the kind of form he's in right now, I know England will do whatever they can to convince him to stay with them and not switch allegiance to Nigeria. And really, you cannot blame him. You can't even blame England for wanting him. He's been in their system for long, and exactly what their manager said when he extended invitations to Tammy Abraham and Fikayo Tomori. Said, look, these guys, I mean, we don't even think about whether they are Nigerians or not. I don't care about their heritage. These guys were born here. They've been in our system they've come through the system. So when I invite them, nobody should be telling me about their country of origin. That doesn't even come into it at all. The only advice is, if you settle for them, we hope your international career is not going to be cut short, because it has happened to some others. But if you play the way Bukayo Saka is playing, I honestly don't see how he will not make it in the Three Lions squad. He can compete favorably at left back. He can, if they change formation, he can play as left back.
Yeah, he can also play as a forward.
He can play as a winger. He can even play as a false nine. So the boy is a complete footballer. If you look at who's supposed to be the first choice for England at left back, what's this guy's name at Chelsea? Is having some issues now. Ben Chilwell is having some issues just because Chelsea changed formation. They are playing wing back. They are playing three at the back.
And Marcos Alonso
as left wing back. Marcos Alonso is tailor-made for the left wing back position. So Ben Chilwell is having issues. But if it were Bukayo Saka that was the first choice left back at Chelsea, and you now switch formation, you're not playing as a left winger, he will play it without any problem. So he will also play as a left winger without any issue. He can even play as a support striker, as a false nine. He's that good. So he is a complete player, and I don't think he's going to have any issues playing for England.
Alright, Victor Osimhen started for Napoli yesterday, but they were beaten Tunis by Granada. Lille at home lost 2-1 to Ajax. Maccabi Tel Aviv were beaten by Ukrainian giants Shakhtar Donetsk. Then Moda and Hoffenheim played the 3-0 draw, while Royal Antwerp at home were beaten by Rangers. 7-goal thriller, and Joe Aribo was on target for Rangers. Salzburg at home were beaten by Villarreal, and Samuel Chukwueze, though he has returned, he was able to make the bench in that game. All right, that was what happened yesterday. And talking about Chukwueze and goalkeeper Ezenwa coming down to Nigeria now, and also looking at what the technical advisor is saying, Gernot Shaw. These guys, he has said that they are doubtful for the for next month's African Confederations qualifiers. He's looking at, maybe between now and 3-4 months time before they could be fit, because Chukwueze is back, but I don't think he will be that match fit to play that game. Though I'm not the doctor, but that is what the technical advisor is saying, that it needs the fittest players to complete the qualifiers.
Of course, it's a no-brainer. Come on, this guy just returned from surgery. They are even calling it a miraculous recovery.
Just one more,
making the bench now. I don't know how soon Villarreal will be using him, but even if he starts playing for Villarreal, it would be too much of him to expect that he should come and play 2 international games, which will be 2 games in about 8 days. The first match will be on the 22nd, the second match on the 30th, and that includes traveling. So I don't think Villarreal will even risk him. They will tell the NFF, if they request for him, that look, this guy is just coming from surgery, let him relax. So I don't think Gernot Rohr should even bother about inviting him. Maybe he shouldn't even be talking about him. For Chukwueze, come on. We can see what's happening in the Nigerian Professional Football League. If you want to get a player from the Nigerian Professional Football League, I believe, for one, that you can get more players than just a goalkeeper. But if you insist on getting a goalkeeper, there are other goalkeepers,
and they are doing well with their clubs now.
That you can get. But I think it's just loyalty. This player has been with us for long. Okay, by the way, it's not even going to be in goal, so let's just bring it, let him be part of it. I think that is what we have been saying for long, because when you really look at the performances in the Nigerian Professional Football, there was a time that he was that good and deserved being invited regularly. But as the seasons have gone by, we have seen that there was even a time he wasn't even first choice at his club, but he keeps getting invited to the national team. Now that he's first choice, we are seeing goals that he's considering. We can see that some other players are in better form than him. So what is how will you justify inviting him all the time. So if you are going to now, there are so many goalkeepers. He's told us that Maduka Okoye is his number one. We know that Muzoho is coming back. We know of some other goalkeepers. I watched Daniel Akpeyi with Kaizer Chiefs in South Africa, and I think he's going back to that Daniel Akpeyi that we used to have our hearts in our mouths when he is in goal. There was a time he became solid and was confident, and that's why he even went to Kaizer Chiefs from Chippa United. But the recent games that I've been watching, he isn't.
Even Kone is back.
We should be really looking at. He benched Kone for several games. So. I think that there are some other goalkeepers. I'll be surprised. It is his prerogative, or it's the right of the coach if he wants to invite him and make him even his number one. We are not going to say anything until after the game. If he concedes goals that he should not have considered, then we'll ask some questions and say, Coach, there are these other players. Even if you want to pick from the Nigerian Professional Football League, why not these other goalkeepers? Why this particular guy? So honestly, I'll be surprised if he selects him, because as I've said, from what we've seen in the NPFL, even if you are going to go for a goalkeeper, there are some other goalkeepers that you could have called ahead of him. But we'll wait to see when he releases the list, the players that will be there.
All right, still talking about African news, and let's look at the fixtures. We've got the return legs coming up this weekend, and it is in the CAF Confederation Cup. We watched that that classic performance from Imba International, where they were able to beat Rivers United. But that game right now is still very much open, because 2-0 for Rivers United will see the Pride of Rivers through to the group stages, and a goalless draw or a 1-0 draw we see the People's Elephants move over to the group stages. So this weekend we are going to be having those that will progress to the group stages. Namsa Stars will take on Gomaya, Monastir versus Raja Casablanca. Namungo FC will take on Primero de Agosto. Cotton Sports versus AS Sonidep. Motema Pembe will face Ali Benghazi. Etoile du Sahel of Tunisia will face Young Buffaloes, while JS Kaby will take on Stade Malien de Bamako. Orlando Pirates of South Africa will face Galaxy. Rivers United, like I told you, will take on Imba International. ASC Giraffe of Senegal will face FC Platinum. And Pyramids of Egypt will be at home to Racing Club the Abidjan. AS Setif will take on Ashanti Kotoko of Ghana, while Salitas will take on AS Poingwedi. These are the fixtures that we've got for you as far as the return legs of the CAF Competition Cup is concerned this weekend. And the CAF Under 20 tournament going on at the moment. Tanzania today will take on Gambia, while Morocco will face Ghana. That will be at 5 and 8 respectively. The top right now is Ghana with 3 points, Morocco 3 points, and Gambia no points. Okay, that is what we have for you as far as under 20 is concerned. Yesterday there were games. Tunisia won their game yesterday 2-0. Then Burkina Faso also beat Central African Republic 3-1. But then we don't have the Nigeria's Flying Eagles. We hope the next edition will not only qualify but go on to win the tournament. All right, talking about fighting racism and all that, I don't know if others will start queuing in and following the same path of Wilfred Zaha. The Ivorian has said that players should stand tall instead of taking the knee. That taking a knee is degrading. That they've been doing that, and it's now look as if it's just normal thing and nothing has changed. That they should do more to fight racism. And some other people have started they've stopped taking the knee as a way of joining solidarity, being in solidarity with those that have been racially abused, especially when the Black Lives Matter happened in the United States following the death of Floyd George. But he has said that he doesn't think that taking the knee is the best thing to do, that they should stand tall, that when he was growing up, the mother told him that black is beautiful. As a black man, you should be proud and you should walk with your heads high.
But I think you should understand that taking the knee is symbolic. It's telling the whole world that we've not forgotten about this. Of course, when you take the knee, before a match. It's that act itself is not going to change anything. But you are sending a powerful message to everybody that look, this sport that we're about to play, this game that we're about to play, everybody in this pitch, everybody here, including the referee, including the coaches on the bench, everybody takes the knee, and they are portraying a very powerful message that we are not going to allow. This sport does not allow racism. That's basically what they are saying. You can stand on. I mean, if before the game everybody stands, we know that's how they do before a game. If you want to observe a minute silence, for instance, everybody stands, and then they blow the whistle and all that. But when you go down and you take the knee, and taking the knee was popularized by Colin Kaepernick in the United States of America. It's symbolic because of what it did at that point. You know how the president of the United States came out hard against him and everything. So it now became like the acceptable gesture to show that we are in solidarity with this thing. So I think Wilfred Zaha should understand the symbolism of taking the knee. Of course, the act itself does not change anything. People still have to stand up and fight and say this thing. This guy from Senegal, Dembaba, who now plays for Istanbul Basaksehir, he said certain things about the match that was played, and the act of the fourth official, which led to some issues. And even till this day, they said he is waiting, that he wants to meet Thomas Tuchel, who is now the coach of Chelsea, but at that point he was the manager at Paris Saint-Germain. That he said that Thomas Tuchel said certain things later, and it was like Thomas Tuchel insisted that the match should have continued. That why that it's the Istanbul guys that were insisting that the match should not be played. But we know that even players of Paris Saint-Germain were not comfortable. They in solidarity walked off with the players of Istanbul Basaksehir. So it clearly shows that someone like Dembaba is fighting. Wilfred Zaha can go on and do his own. Marcus Rashford is also out there fighting against racism. Reece James is doing his own at Chelsea, and everybody, especially those who have been victims of racism, they are there. Lewis Hamilton is doing his own. He's fighting it. He's wearing a t-shirt, sometimes even going against what Formula One says, but just to get the message out there. So everybody in their own little way, everybody is doing their own. So he should do his own. He should, if he feels taking the knee is not enough, well, we should keep it to himself. I think we can, because there are some people who do not even know what is going on, and they could ask us, or they could ask their parents, or ask anybody, why are these players, why is it that before every match in football they go down on one knee? Then you now explain to the person it's because of racism. They are sending a message that racism is not accepted. We are not going to allow that in football. And then the person mentally, will also think about it. Okay, if they are not going to allow racism in football, should we allow racism in the larger society? And before everybody is now conscious of that fact. So we should not just jettison symbolism. I've heard people say taking the knee we're really not serious about it. Look, it's important. It's important. Let us keep going on. Let us keep passing that message. And I think it's good that they are doing it. But where I'll have a problem is if it's just taking the knee and no further action is taken. That's where I will have an issue. But from what I've seen, that is not it. Whenever there is any racist attack, they still come out and say no, this is wrong. Those that can speak out will speak out. Those that can physically change it, as in taking action against those who are involved. The UK government has threatened action against even social media companies. They are not the ones. No social media company has come out to racially abuse anybody. I've not seen that. They've not done that. But they're using their platforms, and that's why they are saying, if you do not take action, we will punish you. We will take action on you. We'll impose fines on you that will run into billions of dollars or pounds. So that way, things will work. But I will not join those who will say symbolism does not do anything. I mean, you just take it, it's just a gesture, nothing happens. No, it might change the perception of certain people. You know, when they see so many people united and doing this, and they ask questions and they tell them it is a fight against racism, so this is what they are doing. I think it will help to change certain perceptions.
Okay, let's see how others will, if others will follow and or will continue to do what they are doing, because the message must be passed. Quickly, let's look at some of the rumors that we've got circling around. Everton's Colombia attacker James Rodriguez is 29, is considering leaving the club despite only moving to Goodison Park last summer. And for Chelsea, they want to sign Bayern Munich and Germany's 25-year-old defender Niklas Süle. Elsewhere, Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea are also interested in Borussia Mönchengladbach and Germany midfielder Jonas Hoffmann, who is aged 28. In Spain, Real Madrid, they are putting together plans that will allow them to move for Paris Saint-Germain and France forward Kylian Mbappe. They are ready to break the bank. Mbappe is only interested in joining Real Madrid or Liverpool should he leave PSG this summer. Paris Saint-Germain manager Mauricio Pochettino said the club can offer Mbappe what he wants to make him happy. Okay, that means getting the young man will be a battle. Real will hold on to midfielder Martin Odegaard, who is 22, who is on loan at Arsenal, in order to lure striker and fellow Norwegian Erling Braut Haaland, who is 20, from Borussia Dortmund to the Bernabeu. Thierry Henry could be confirmed as Bournemouth's new manager next week. Also, Son Heung-min, Tottenham South Korean attacking midfielder, says it is unfair to talk about a new contract. The 28-year-old's current deal expires at the end of the 2022-2023 season. Juventus may try to re-sign Everton's Italy forward Moise Kean, who is 20, who is currently on loan at PSG, as the Toffees signed Kane from Juve in 2019. Everton are interested in signing Real Madrid winger Lucas Vazquez. The Spain winger is 29, is also a target for Napoli. These are just some of the reports that we are getting as far as transfer rumors are concerned. Let's quickly talk tennis and the Billie Jean Cup. The Billie Jean Cup, the finals of a revamped Federation Cup competition, again has been postponed because of the COVID-19. The finals have been moved to April because of the coronavirus pandemic, and the 12-nation event in Hungary, which is a revamp of the Federation Cup, was scheduled for March 2020. The International Tennis Federation (ITF) and Hungarian National Sports Agency said it was unfeasible to host the event because of COVID. All right, let's move over to the Melbourne Park, where things are going on. In the next 2 hours, the game will start. It will be between the Greek star Stefanos Tsitsipas, who knocked out Rafael Nadal in 5-setter, taking on Russian's Dani Medvedev. Looking at the two young guys, Ibrahim, would you pick Medvedev or pick Tsitsipas based on their strengths and what they've been able to do as the young guns gunning for the Grand Slam title?
It's too difficult to call. These are two guys that have needed 5 sets to win in some games. We know that Stefanos Tsitsipas in his quarterfinals against Rafael Nadal had to come from 2 sets down, which is remarkable, and that would give him so much confidence going into the semi-final against Medvedev. He will know that if he could have that mental strength to come from 2 sets down to beat Nadal, who is a mental fortress, who we know his career has been built on his mental strength, his ability to overcome odds when you think the chips are against him and everything, so that will definitely give him confidence. Dani Medvedev himself in the 4th round, I think, was 2 sets. He dropped 2 sets. He was 2 sets to love up, but then very unlike him, lost the next 2 games, and then his coach walked out before he went on to win the 5th game 6-love. And in the quarterfinals, he beat his opponent in straight sets, so he's full of confidence. And this is somebody, remember that at the 2019, right? Was there US Open last? The 2019 US Open, he played against Rafael Nadal, and he was 2 sets to love down, but he came back and it was 2-2 before Nadal went on to win it. So it's something that he knows how to come back from 2 sets. So I don't know, but this really too close to call, because these two guys are very good.
It could get to 5 sets.
Just beat Nadal. Yeah, so I will not be surprised if I see 5 sets. But if I am forced to stick out my neck and say who, I will predict Medvedev. I think he is slightly the better player, going by what he has achieved in the last couple of Grand Slams. So I will go for Medvedev. But Tsitsipas has been very good. He's shown that promise all through his career. Now he is almost reaching out and touching it. So good luck to both of them. It will be great to see that game. If it had been the final, it would have been befitting. But of course, we have one of the old guard in Novak Djokovic in the final after he beat the qualifier who shocked everybody by getting this
to the semi-finals.
Yes,
Aslan Karasev.
Yes, he did so well, but Karasev did well, but of course he lost his first sets to Novak Djokovic. So he's waiting for who qualifies in the final. I think the part of Djokovic to the final, I wouldn't say has been easy, but I think it's easier than the part of Tsitsipas or Medvedev, which was supposed to be the part of Nadal. Tsitsipas, the part of Novak Djokovic was that of Djokovic is easy.
It's not as tough as that.
Yes, in the semi-final, I think it ought to have been if Djokovic and no, it was the other way. If what's his name? The guy that won the US Open last year.
Dominic Thiem.
If Dominic Thiem had qualified, he would have met Djokovic in the semi-final.
Oh, but he was not beaten by Bulgarian Grigor Dimitrov.
Yeah, and Grigor Dimitrov was beaten by
the same Karasev.
Yeah, so he will have met.
He would have met.
He will have met Djokovic.
Yeah. Dominic Thiem would have met Djokovic.
Or Dominic would have met Djokovic. Okay, yeah. So yeah, but even then, you look at his part. I think it is easier than that of Nadal, because it will have been Nadal in this part if you are not been beaten by Tsitsipas. So I think, and now having a day, he had a full day to rest and see what these other guys will play. So it's relatively easy for him. He's part to the final, but of course that does not say it's going to be easy for him in the final. So great one. We'll see what will happen when these two young guns play in the semi-final, and then after that we'll see what happens with Djokovic in the final.
As for this women's singles, it is settled, and Naomi Osaka will take on Jennifer Brady tomorrow to see who the champions will be. Well, let's see what happens. Let's take a pause from us here and look at the messages.
Okay, this one says, good morning KUFM. Victor Osimhen move to Napoli was a mistake. Move gonna put his position in national team in doubt, and I can't see him scoring up to 10 goals at Napoli this season. Ernest from Sapele Road. He's just played a couple of months in Napoli. You've already concluded. Good morning. I love to play in Bender Insurance, but no connection. Bide, is it your name is BID? Is that Bide or BD? At St. Saviour. When you need to go to, when you hear they are doing screening, go and try. I understand the connection that you're talking about. Okay. Okay. Those are the two messages that are for sports.
Okay. Let's see if we can take the fixtures of the matches that are slated for this weekend.
So many games for the weekend, and including, of course, the Nigerian Professional Football League. But we'll begin in England. Today we have Wolverhampton Wanderers taking on Leeds United, and on Saturday it's going to be Southampton versus Chelsea, Burnley taking on West Bromwich Albion, Liverpool versus Everton, the Merseyside derby, and Liverpool at home. They've got to win.
Yeah.
They've just got to win this.
I'm happy they're back. They're back to winning ways, beating Leipzig. That could just
that
give
was
them.
not in the.
I understand, but it's a win that
Fulham versus Sheffield United. Okay, then on Sunday we are going to have West Ham United taking on Tottenham Hotspur, Aston Villa versus Leicester City, Arsenal, Man City. Then Manchester United will take on Newcastle United, and Brighton and Hove Albion versus Crystal Palace. In Spain, La Liga today, Real Betis versus Getafe. Tomorrow, Elche versus Elba, Atletico Madrid taking on Levante, Valencia versus Celta Vigo, Real Madrid battling Real Sociedad. On Sunday, Barcelona versus Cadiz, Real Sociedad versus Alaves, Huesca will play Granada, and Athletic Bilbao will battle Villarreal. In the Italian Serie A, we've got Fiorentina versus Spezia and Cagliari taking on Torino. These matches are today. Tomorrow, Lazio versus Sampdoria, Genoa taking on Hellas Verona, Sassuolo will battle Bologna. And on Sunday, it's going to be Parma versus Udinese, AC Milan taking on Inter Milan, so the Milan derby, Atalanta versus Napoli, Benevento will play against Roma. Monday is going to be Juventus versus Crotone. And the German Bundesliga, Arminia Bielefeld versus Wolfsburg. That match is today. Tomorrow we will have FC Cologne taking on Stuttgart, Borussia Dortmund versus Mainz 05, Eintracht Frankfurt versus Bayern Munich, Freiburg will play Union Berlin, Schalke 04 will take on Borussia Dortmund. And on Sunday we will have Augsburg versus Bayer Leverkusen, Hertha Berlin taking on Leipzig, Hoffenheim will play Werder Bremen. And in the French Ligue 1, today Brest versus Lyon, tomorrow Saint-Etienne versus Reims, Nantes playing against Marseille, and on Sunday it's going to be Montpellier taking on Rennes, Lens versus Dijon, Nice versus Metz, Nimes versus Bordeaux, Strasbourg taking on Angers, and Lorient will play against Lille, while Paris Saint-Germain will battle Monaco. So these are the games we have in the top league. Bendel Insurance, they will begin their campaign in the Nigerian Professional in the Nigerian National League. They will get to the Nigerian Professional. So it's going to be Bendel Insurance. They will play at home tomorrow against Joy Comet. Okay, so Bendel Insurance are back in action in the Nigerian Nigerian National League.
Alright, so let's take the MPFL features then before blowing the final whistles.
MPFL.
Trying to get that here.
Yeah, there are matches in the Nigerian Professional Football League too. All the matches, as you know, they are usually played on Sunday. Yeah, so let's quickly look at those fixtures. I had them out a couple of minutes ago. I've got to refresh the system now to get those fixtures for you. Alright, here we go. Abia Warriors versus Warri Wolves. Aqua United will play against Plateau United. Dakada FC versus Wiki Tourists. Enugu Rangers taking on Kano Pillars. Enugu Rangers taking on Kwara United. FC Fanyumba versus Katsina United. Jigawa Golden Stars will play Nasarawa United. Lobby Stars versus Kano Pillars. MFM FC will battle Adamawa United. Rivers United will take on Eimba International. And that's on top of the table clash after they battled in the CAF Confederation Cup, and they will also be playing the CAF Confederation Cup again. Then Sunshine Stars versus Heartland. These are the matches that we have in the
Nigerian Professional Football League. All right, this is where we have to draw the curtain on the show this morning. But before we go, let's take the final whistle on the show this morning.
Melbourne and my Australian fans, today was not an ideal outcome or performance, but it happens. I am so honored to be able to play in front of you all. Your support, your cheers, I only wish I could have done better for you today. I am forever in debt and grateful to each and every single one of you. I love you, I love you, I love you, I adore you. Serena Williams reacting after losing in the semi-final to Naomi Osaka. And that's the final whistle on Sports Fiesta this morning.
All right.
By the way, Serena Williams left a press conference in tears, and she said when she's going to say goodbye, she will not tell anyone. I don't know if she's telling us goodbye. You know, I
know, but to me, I feel she just want to win one Grand Slam belt before dropping up her rackets. But let's see how things will end. Even if she ends her career today, to me, she's the greatest female tennis player as far as this era is concerned. All right, guys, many thanks to you for being part of the show, and many thanks to Sally Bryan for doing this with me. My name is Ewusa Agbekan, the Sports Maestro. See you guys later in the evening. Bye-bye.
Trying to get or receive information through all corners of the globe requires unprecedented internet service. At Wireless NG, we provide fast, reliable, and affordable unlimited broadband internet service to homes and businesses. Service is currently available across Lagos and Benin. Visit us today at Wireless NG, 5 Ramaya, Ikenede Street off PZ Sapler Road, Benin City, or our marketing office, 70 Olowo Complex, Airport Road, Benin City, or call 0807-887-9960 or 0703-672-9147. Wireless NG, erasing internet boundaries.
For yourself, oh, this no be the one you go take only ear here, oh. You must take your eyes see so that you self go enjoy what the other people they enjoy. Uyi Technica, the generator headquarter where they make everybody enjoy generators of all sizes and models for affordable price. Whether not the small one for barber shop or I been a big Perkins generator for factory and big building. Uyi Technica, the place for generators, spare parts, grinding machine, pepper mill, and others. Mention the name and size of generator where you want. Bakam Uyi Technica get them for the kind of money where they your pocket. Bakam Uyi Technica get them. Come take your eyes see for the generator headquarters. Uyi Technica, 79, 81, and 83 Mission Road, Benin City, and all other Uyi Technical branches. Uyi Technica, affordable products for everybody jollification.
One expert don't land with big ogbonge odds and sharp cash out method. You will like sports. This now your big opportunity to make better money on top all your bets. We be bigger wins. My Niger people, I beg, make una no sleep on this one. Make you rush now. Go visit our website on oneexpert.ng. Don't forget to use the promo code BETNG and you go get 200% bonus on your first deposit. One expert. Bet we're there for everybody.
Uncle Dentist, what be cavities and how Colgate take they protect my teeth from cavities? Shey they use Comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth they cause most tooth pain will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's chosen toothpaste Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
From Benin City to the world.
This is 92.7 KUFM News Update.
The time is 9 a.m. Good morning and welcome to the KUFM News Update at 9. I am Charles Oporum. The Minister of State for Health, Dr. Olorunniyi Mamora, on Thursday at the swearing-in of foreign-trained medical and dental graduates by the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria in Abuja, has urged them not to give death certificates to the living. He advised them to resist the temptation of also giving sick certificates to healthy persons. The minister encouraged them to seek collaborative means to grow their skills and exposure in the profession by understanding when to seek a second opinion or refer a patient to another doctor who knows better in a particular area. Nigeria's House of Representatives is considering a law on full disclosure on crude oil revenue collections by the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) and all its subsidiaries in order to enhance transparency and accountability. The Committee on Public Accounts on Thursday said this while grilling the chief executive officers of Nigeria Airspace Management Agency (NAMA), the Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria (FAN), and the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) on the non-rendition of their annual audited accounts by the Auditor General of the Federation to the committee. Chairman of the committee, Oluwole Oke, said the NNPC should be more careful in its revenue drives and should render its accounts as and when due, adding that all the agencies under it have not fully divulged their revenue and expenditure profiles to the Auditor General for over 5 years. The National Economic Council on Thursday agreed that state governments should compensate victims of farmers' herders' crisis who have lost their livelihoods. The council, which was presided over by Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, also encouraged states to promote the modernization of livestock farming. These were two of the decisions reached during the meeting at the Old Banquet Hall of the Aso Rock Presidential Villa, Abuja, on Thursday. The Nigerian Labour Congress has directed workers in 18 states where the national minimum wage of 30,000 naira had yet to be paid to immediately proceed on strike. The Congress said about half the 36 states of the Federation were yet to conclude negotiations on payment of the minimum wage. Findings indicate that states that have not paid the minimum wage include Imo, Rivers, Osun, Ekiti, Ebonyi, Kwara, Zamfara, Gombe, Rivers, and Ogun State. This was contained in a communique issued at the end of the National Executive Council of the NLC on Wednesday. The National Working Committee of the People's Democratic Party has fixed March 6, 2021 for the conduct of its zonal congresses across the 6 geopolitical zones of Nigeria. In a statement signed by the National Publicity Secretary of the party, Kola Olabodiyan, the PDP says it has the submission of nomination forms including aspirants for national ex officio. I'll take that again. In a statement signed by the National Publicity Secretary of the party, Kola Olabodiyan, the PDP says the submission of nomination forms, including aspirants for national ex officio, must be on or before February 25th, 2021. The party said its leaders and members must continue to work hard in the collective interest of the PDP. And finally, on the news updates this morning, Dr. Junaid Mohammed, a member of the House of Representatives in the Second Republic, is dead. His younger brother, Dr. Ahmed Salik, on Thursday night confirmed his death. Junaid, a sharp critic of the Buhari government, was a Soviet-trained medical doctor. He was elected into the House of Reps in 1979. And that's the KUFM news update on the hour. I am Charles Oporum saying thanks for listening and good morning.